Welcome to this special audio from PUAHelpdesk.com. This is Renegade. You should have also read the free report, The Naturally Magnetic Male. If you haven't read that, just simply go to PUAHelpdesk.com, fill out the subscribe form, and it'll be sent to your email account that you use to sign up. Basically, in this audio, just want to go over a few of the points, a few things from the actual document. First thing I want to discuss is progressive conditioning. Now at the website there I use the fairly graphic example of a drug dealer, but there's no better example of someone who really understands progressive conditioning. Let me explain. When a person first starts taking a drug, it could even, it doesn't necessarily have to be illicit drugs, could be prescription drugs or even just alcohol. In the beginning, everyone takes just a little amount. You know, the guy that drinks 25 Jack Daniels and Coke, he didn't start out drinking 25. He started out at maybe 1 or 2, and then slowly it builds up. So basically, the benefit of doing or using progressive conditioning for self-change is that it's very gradual. So we're not taking drastic steps or large steps that the subconscious can reject. It may not be in alignment. May not be congruent with your subconscious. And there's also a cumulative effect, so that on the 15th day, for example, all these little small skills, these small steps that you've been adding in along the way, it all culminates. And you get the benefits, you have all these things. And it'll just happen, you just find yourself in an interaction talking with someone, and yeah, you just notice, oh wow, I just did that, didn't I? Yeah. And that's when you know it's really working. Then when you're at that point, that's when you can do what I call calibration. So I mean, if someone has done my system, done through all the steps, and then you and I hung out, I could tell you, it would just be glaringly obvious, okay, you're not doing this, you're missing that step. But I mean, the other thing is, when you study this, when you've been through it all yourself, over time, you'll be able to self-diagnose. You'll be able to know exactly what's missing. So in the free report, there's the 7 characteristics of a person with a large amount of personal magnetism. There's no real surprises there. Another thing I recommend you do is check out YouTube or the other video sites and look for footage on Steve McQueen, Gary Cooper, Cary Grant, Clark Gable, all these charismatic guys, Bruce Willis even, to use a more recent actor. But you get a very good example of seeing those 7 elements in their performances. The next thing I want to talk about is the self-analysis. If you're not familiar with who you are, if you don't know yourself, well then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to actually be comfortable sharing that with other people. It's only an insecurity if you don't accept it. You know, we're not perfect. You accept your limitations, you own them. This in no means stops you from trying to improve on those weaknesses or get rid of them entirely, but it's accepting where you are today. We can't be concerned about, well, you know, in 3 years, or if I only had this job, or if I move to a new city in 2 years. It has to be today. You have to become comfortable with where you are today. This is actually a big part of the system. It's time consuming, yes, but the benefits of doing this are just unbelievable. It's like on anger management, when he asks him, who are you? And then he starts, describing his personality. No, not your personality, who are you? Then he goes to his job. No, not your job, who are you? Then he's going on about hobbies. Not your hobbies, who are you? You have to know that. You have to know who you are. And the best way to do that is by self-analysis and those drills in the system to help you do that. The next key step is to develop your emotional intelligence, to be able to understand, identify, and relate to the emotions that other people are feeling. You know, I've never been to Thailand, Maybe you have, but I know what it's like to be sitting on a plane feeling excited about going to somewhere new. So when you understand that, and when you can see sort of beneath the surface of what someone's telling you, we've all had the same experiences, we've all felt the same things as human beings. You can tap into that, and that is very, very powerful. The only thing we need to temper that with is it has to be fun, especially if you're in a club or bar environment. I mean, a coffee shop on a Sunday afternoon, you can get a little bit more deep and meaningful there, but even still, you want it to be fun, playful. That's also in the system. So this audio was just to give you a little more information about what's in the report and also what's at the membership group. Please check it out, puahelpdesk.com, and don't hesitate to email me with any questions you may have. Thanks for listening.